'Fizz the season to celebrate. Let's toast with some Prosecco ho-ho. I don't think I've actually tried this sparkling Italian aperitif, so why not? I love a dry sense of humor, and I've been told by some that I'm a bubbly personality. Plus, Prosecco's not too expensive, so less of a champagne in the pocketbook. What does Ebenezer Scrooge call his dog? Bah humbug. You know this is a joke because Scrooge would never spend his money on a dog. Now the Grinch, however, that's a different story. It would be funnier if Scrooge had a pet sheep. Then it would go, bleh, humbug. 11 elves are sitting at a table. What makes them a dozen? The 12th. 'Tis the perfect season for elf jokes. Heck, I'm Jewish, but I've got 12 more right now. What do you call an elf that sings? A rap artist. Unless they're also jingling their hips, then it's Elfish Presley. Where do elves go to get famous? Hollywood. What do they use to spell? The alphabet. What do they eat for breakfast? Snowflakes. What do you call a rich elf? Wealthy. They keep their money in a snowbank. And they have their own business, so they're elf-employed. Why'd the elf sleep in the fireplace? They wanted to sleep like a log. What upsets a normal person but not an elf? Coming up short. Which animal never forgets Christmas? An elephant. And finally, what do you call an elf full of silly jokes? A real Christmas card. For the holidays, I got you a gift card. Try not to spend it all in one place. Unless we're talking prepaid debit cards, isn't spending it all in one place the entire point of a gift card? Granted, depending how much is actually put on a prepaid card, it may be spent all in one place anyway. If you really want to feel like a king or queen, buy 52 gift cards. Certainly one way to deck the halls and deal with a full house. Talk about being flush with cash. If you've seen one Santa, you've seen them all. Ho ho, hold on there. That's pretty reductive if you ask me. I've seen countless versions of Santa, and at plenty of places besides just shopping centers. I've seen Santas fueling up at restaurants, running 5Ks, and at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Heck, there's even Santas at sporting events, underwater, and at the New York Stock Exchange. Or should I say, the New York Stocking Exchange. Anyway, shout out to my younger brother who has his birthday today. Something I can see my brother and Santa having in common? Getting a kick out of me singing, "For he's a jolly good fellow, for he..." My superpower is that I can see inside wrapped presents. It's a gift. If it allowed me to see through mailed packages, you know what I'd call it? FedEx-ray vision. I imagine the power would get old pretty quickly, though. You can only toy with people for so long before they see right through you. It's the penultimate Sunday of the year. Flying in a sleigh sounds scary. I bet Santa has to hold on for dear life. Hasn't Santa used the same magical method of delivering presents for rain years? Pretty Rudolph this calendar to suggest he'd have any rain fear with such a competent flight team. You know, it costs next to nothing to ride the sleigh, because it's usually on the house. I love Christmas. Everyone gets sentimental. While it's not Christmas just yet, it is the winter solstice, and the last night of Hanukkah, and it just so happens, Samuel L. Jackson's birthday. I wonder if he still gets a long kiss goodnight. Back on topic, did you know that Sentimental is actually the name of a Steve Lukather Christmas album? Not gonna lie, the music is awesome and it has Sammy Davis Jr. singing Jingle Bells. Check it out, it's totally worth it. How did the snowman get to work? By icicle. I mean, it's a nice way to get to work if you live close by and there are proper lanes around. But it's probably easier sled than done for busy snow people. For longer and further commutes, I'd suggest a good snowmobile, although one without heated seats. Wouldn't want to melt down in the middle of traffic. I was trying to come up with a joke about penguins, but then I realized it wouldn't fly. Side note, if you ever find yourself around penguins, not the coolest idea to make jokes that insult them. You know, if the fight, flight, or freeze instinct kicks in, they really only have the one option. Freeze doesn't count because they're already used to it. Anyway, did you know there's only 18 species of penguins living in the world today? If there was a species that told dad jokes, I'd call them punguins. What do reindeer use to decorate their Christmas trees? Ornaments. While While that's a decent dad joke, there's actually a sharp contrast between horns and antlers. Both are basically bony animal headgear. Antlers shed annually and grow back each year, branch out in many points, and grow only on bucks, unless they're caribou or reindeer. Horns are more or less permanent, growing from the base of the skull in layers like fingernails for the head. They only have one point each, and they grow on both males and females. If you ask me, antlers are the most wonderful part of the deer. That line should be in a musical. What do you get if you eat Christmas decorations? Tinselitis. Sounds like having tinnitus and tonsillitis at the same time. I wonder if the antidote is a tinselin shot? Why would anybody eat Christmas decorations if they weren't already made of food? Like gingerbread houses, or strands of stale popcorn, or candy canes. Or unless you're a cat or a dog or an infant who doesn't know better. Either way, if you want a light snack, go to the pantry, not the Christmas tree. That's how you get bowels of holly.